Today I'm going to let you know your rights when you're being pulled over by the police and also when the police arrive at your home. However, you know I've got to add a disclaimer to this for us black folk. Nothing makes police more violent, more belligerent than a black person who knows their rights. You can lose your life letting a police officer know what your rights are and following the guidelines of your rights as a citizen. So understand, when you see those videos of white men showing what their rights are when they're pulled over by police and telling police officers what they're not going to do and all of the things, understand that that is not your life. That is not the world you as a black person lives in. The important thing to remember is I want you to know your rights, and I also want you to understand that for the most part, if you want to survive your encounter with police, you're going to have to use those rights after the fact. Your life is on the line during. But after the fact, that's when you can prove how they treated you was unlawful. Make sure you record all your interactions with police. Survive the encounter. Here are your rights when pulled over by police. You have the right to remain silent under the Fifth Amendment. You are not required to answer questions beyond providing your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance. If asked where you're going or what you're doing, you may choose not to answer. You have a right to decline answering their questions. You have a right to refuse consent to searches. If the police ask to search your vehicle, you have the right to refuse consent. However, the police can search your car without your consent if they have probable cause. You have a right not to be discriminated against. You have a right to be treated fairly, equally, regardless of your race, ethnicity, gender, or other protected characteristics. Racial profiling is illegal. Not that that matters. You are not required to admit guilt at the time of the stop, and you can request a hearing to contest the ticket. You are protected from unreasonable searches and seizures. You have the right to be free from excessive force. Police are prohibited from using excessive force during a stop. If an officer uses unnecessary or disproportionate force, it may be a violation of your constitutional rights. In America, you have the right to record your encounter with police. You have the right to understand why you are being stopped. Officers are required to inform you of the reason for the stop. This is part of your right to be informed on the basis for any police action against you. Be calm, stay alert, record, and survive. When police come to your home in the United States, your rights are protected by the Fourth Amendment, which guards against unreasonable searches and seizures. The specifics of your rights depend on the circumstances of the visit. You have the right to refuse entry without a warrant. Police cannot enter your home without a warrant, and warrants are issued by judges unless there's an emergency situation like a threat to life or the destruction of evidence, or if you give them permission to enter. If they do have a warrant, they can enter your home, but they must show it to you if you ask. You have a right to know the reason for their visit. Make sure you read that warrant. The warrant should specify the places to be searched and the items or people to be seized. The police must use reasonable force when executing a warrant or making an arrest. They cannot engage in excessive force. If the police are at your home to question you, you have the right to remain silent. You are not obligated to answer their questions. In some states, you must provide your name. If you choose to remain silent, you can explicitly say, "I wish to remain silent," or "I do not want to answer your questions." You have the right to challenge an unlawful search or seizure. You have the right to challenge the legality of the police's actions in court. You have a right to be free from illegal arrests. Police cannot arrest you unless they have probable cause. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this. Whenever you have to deal with police, remember to stay calm, survive, record, and remember that you have the right to remain silent and you have a right to an attorney. As always, I love you, black man. I love you, black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.